Hello and welcome to episode 27 of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last time we did the Thieves' Fortress, and today I actually decided I am going to go ahead and do the Gerudo Training Ground because I did remember it has the ice arrows as a reward, so we're going to go ahead and do that today. If there's enough time, we'll go ahead and make it through the desert. But if not, well, we'll take care of that next time, because this should be pretty long. And I will be making a quick cut in about 7 minutes, because I got some in the oven. And, I gotta get my recordings in when I can, when the baby's asleep and such, so... I don't remember this. Navi, I will actually pull your wings off. Okay, so I don't remember how to do this, but we'll make it work. I know. Where did that drop? Oh, here it is. Like I said, I know that the ice arrows are here, but I don't remember. I guess I didn't need that at all. I'm going to start off on the left-hand side, and we'll just make our way through this. Ooh, there's another one. I hope this is not arrows. Okay, I'll take that, I guess. If you can overcome the trials in the chambers ahead, then and only then will you be qualified to hold our secret treasure. Okay. Defeat all the enemies in a limited time. Okay. I mean, I totally hit you first. Oh, this is quicksand. Okay, I'll take that. What do we have here? A key. Very good. Moving right along. Okay. So here we have... Why am I still being timed? I don't want to be timed anymore. Gather the jewels of white while avoiding traps and danger. Well, I think the hardest part is doing this in a limited amount of time, honestly. Oh, son of a gun. Oh! Well, this is going to be annoying, isn't it? This is going to take multiple tries. Come on. Oh, come on. Troll. That's a troll. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, no! Oh, I did not want to jump in there, did I? And I'm dead. Do I have to redo them all? Yeah, I do. That's okay. Well, actually, wait a second. The first one we should do is this one. Wait a second. Honestly, you're annoying. I'll take your money, though. Okay, then. I see. They don't appear until you grab. Nope. Well, there's got to be another one up there. Or else, why would there be a hookshot target? Well, where's the last one? There's the last one. Okay. Nice. Wait, there's one down there. There's one up here. Well, that hurt. That's oh my god. Then we go around. Ah. Well, I thought it was here. Did I screw it up already? Ah, there we go. Alright, and I'm going to pause the game and take care of the oven thing. Okay, and when I came back from the kitchen, the microphone never turned back on. So I'll be doing the rest of this episode post-commentary, because that's just the kind of quality content you have come to expect from this channel. So we're just gonna, you know, chug right along, and yeah. So after having completed this little section, without the necessary items, one will be confounded by impossible mysteries. Now here, we're going to fight this wolf host, and I do remember specifically that there is a secret hole in the wall, which I am showing right now. I did remember that very specifically, and this room actually will come back to haunt in the future. So keep this room in mind, this very specific room. And with the Bigron sword, the Wolfos really aren't that tough. Even the white Wolfos. But it seems like when I'm swinging, there's a hitbox issue with some of the enemies. I feel like that, you know, I'm hitting them. It looks like I'm hitting them, but I'm not actually hitting them at all. So what we have to do here, the trick is, that door is fake. It's a fake door. It's like the ones in the fire cavern, that if you open them, they end up like wobbling and falling on top of you. So the trick is to not open it and just go through the whole hook shot through the hole. Additionally, you will notice that giant block over to my left right now. you'll see it, that block, that one that I'm standing right in front of. Like I said, keep this room in mind for the future. Now, this room confused me the first time I came in here because obviously we have to go down there, and there's a door. And of course, I'm making you guys super dizzy by just wiggling the camera around. The door on the same level that I'm at is barred, of course. Now, the trick is clearly that we have to shoot this statue in the middle. Blind the eyes of the statue. Yes, I had already started doing that. So clearly that's what we're intended to do, but you have to be kind of precise. And you are timed, the eyes do reset. So if you don't do it quickly, and you clearly can tell I am not good at moving and doing the shooting. It's not very good. So here I get clever. Up in a second, I get clever and I actually head into the center platform. Because I am like, I could be here all day and I only have 22 arrows. And quite frankly, I could go through all of the arrows I have and not actually ever get this right. So I cleverly put on the hover boots, head to the center platform, and I don't know if this is how you're intended to do it, but I always say work smarter, not harder. And this seemed like a very clever idea, at least to me. And I still managed to miss, of course, because why wouldn't I? So not only does that top door unlock, but we get a chest, and this chest has another key. And we can move on to the next room. Alright, in this room we have a bunch of fire slugs. I don't need to wear the red tunic, but I just wanted to, be in the theme. We have a bunch of fire slugs, fire keys, and find a secret passage in this room. And yes, and fire in the middle of the room. I like that they have different puzzles based on maybe kind of different themes that we've had throughout the game. But if you really think about it, why do the Gerudo have these statues in their training ground? Think about that for a second. Like, these statues belong in the Fire Temple, which is a Goron thing. Number one, how do they know about it? How do they know about this style of statue? Second of all, why do they have Megaton Hammer puzzles in their training ground? None of them have a Megaton Hammer. There is only one Megaton Hammer. And Link has it. So why do they make puzzles based on that? Anyway, I got lucky. I was able to take the find a switch the first time. Got the key, but let's go ahead and knock over the rest of all of these to see if there's anything else. And there we go. We found the secret. It's actually a switch. And we gotta shoot it with an arrow once I get my aim and get the controls right, for crying out loud. I'm not sure if that opened the way back or the way forward. Well, one of them opened one, so there's no map in this dungeon thing, so you really can't tell where you just came from. So at this point, I just kind of pick a door, and I picked correctly. Cross the Sea of Fire is the next challenge here, and we have platforms with silver rupees that we need to collect. And of course, there's going to be a red bubble here somewhere. You just know there is. Because anytime that there's lava, there has to be a red bubble. So let's go ahead and get the silver rupees here. Now my first instinct is always to look for like invisible hookshot points. There is not one of those in this particular room, but you never know. They like to reuse weapons, and again, it's strange how like the Garuda Trading Ground. This whole place it's conceptually it's really cool. I like it, but if you think about it, really, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, why are they making? Why do they have these challenges based on items that none of the Garuda would ever possess? Like, the Eye of Truth is an ancient artifact. It's a relic. All right, now hold on. Now Navi right here is telling me there's something there. Now I'm thinking invisible platform or something. Obviously, that's not the case. There's no hook shot. There's no nothing. Now I know that switch is going to be on a timer. If I press the button, it's going to make that fire go out over there, and I'm not going to get to it in time. There's only one explanation for this, and that, of course, is it's going to be a blue Song of Time block. Now, the first thing I do is try to get the Scarecrow to see if it's the Scarecrow song, and when that doesn't materialize, you know it's got to be the Song of Time. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Song of Time in a second. I don't know why I keep doing that, but it's the Song of Time, and it'll make two blocks appear right where Navi is. Well, back to what I was saying. The Megaton Hammer, the Lens of Truth, these are like ancient artifacts. They're one of a kind. So it's just funny to me how they have these puzzles and trials that are based on items that none of the Garuda would ever possess at any point. It's just kind of weird. I like the concept though, like I said. Now here we come across, if you desire to acquire our hidden treasure, you must strive to obtain the keys hidden in each chamber. So here we have kind of an annoying bit where quite honestly, I think there's a way you could fail this, because there are a certain amount of locked doors and there's a set amount of keys. I don't know if you don't get the keys that you could actually not be able to progress. Um, but there's a certain amount of keys and certain amount of locked doors, and you have to unlock the doors in order to reach the treasure chest, which contains the ice arrows. But like I said, there are more doors than there are keys, to my understanding. So I wonder if there's a possibility of like a no-win state here. Now, I complain a lot when I'm walking around here, um, because the fences, they're climbable, and later on that will make sense. But for now, I just get a little frustrated. But anyway, I don't have enough keys to go through anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the next place and can keep collecting these keys so we can get ourselves through. Now this, collect the underwater gems is what this next one says. So obviously we have some blocks of time here. And I imagine that we're going to be swimming, so I go ahead and put on my Zora's tunic, get rid of these blue blocks, and we're going to dive to the bottom. And of course there's going to be those shell blades, because why wouldn't there be? And this is actually one of the more frustrating, annoying uh, sections of the little dungeon. So here what I'm trying to do is swim to the edge of the room and then put the boots back on so I'm away from the enemies, so that I'm not in the middle of the room. And unfortunately, for some reason, that attack didn't do any of the damage, which makes no sense at all. But whatever. So now we're going to go ahead and kill the rest of the enemies. Naturally, that thing in the middle is going to be a pain. Alright, now that they're all dead, this is the next part. So what I have to do here is either float up or hookshot my way up to those coins. And because the yeah, you see, I touched the coin. I touched the coin and I couldn't get it. So it's a little frustrating. This bit's a little bit frustrating. The trick is really just to use the hookshot targets for every single one of the coins. And there's really no other way of doing it. So I try really hard to like stop on top of the coin and just kind of float down to it, but it doesn't work. So futile attempts here. Really just get in between yourself and the target and just use the hookshot targets, because there's really no other way. But you actually have to get between the coin. You actually have to get the coin between you and the target. You can't just... It doesn't work otherwise. So there's another coin, and I think the rest of them I get pretty easily once I figure out the trick here. Alright, now we can float back up to the top and get another key. And head over onto the next room. Defeat all the enemies in a limited time. And here we have an introduction to an enemy we've never fought before. These guys are called Dino Flos, I believe. I don't know if I ever asked Navi to talk to tell us about them, but essentially they're just like all the other enemies we fought in the past, except they both come at you at the same time, kinda. And you'll notice also that there's fire all over. And for some reason I couldn't Z-target. And I was getting my butt kicked, absolutely, my butt absolutely kicked. But yes, these are Dino Flows. We actually won't encounter them again if we follow the game normally until we get to the last dungeon in the game. So, pretty tough enemy. And as you can see, I just got absolutely blasted. And you also have to destroy the BMOs. So, it's not only tough because they're tough enemies to fight in their own right, but if you get too close to the center, you actually end up having to fight the BMOs too, or to avoid the BMOs. And of course, the outside of the room is has that fire that comes out. And really, so I'm looking at my heart count right now. I'm actually going to see if there's any way to get up there without actually having to touch the fire, and it doesn't look like it. So what I'm about to do, I'm going to try to get those hearts. And I don't remember if I actually have a net gain or a net loss of hearts by the time I'm done, because I get hit by the fire so many times. It's ridiculous. I do end up getting a net gain of hearts, but anyway, it's silliness. Alright, on to the next room. Well, the next room isn't really the next room. The next room is the end. We've done the entire circuit. And at this point, I'm starting to wonder if we have enough keys. And at this point, I'm starting to wonder if that one room that I told you guys about, I said, remember this room? We need a special item to move this giant block. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if there isn't another key hidden back there, and we just don't have enough keys. And I'm starting to get that impression more and more and more as we go through this, and we only have 3 keys left, and there are more than 3 doors left. So, if this chest doesn't have a key, we're screwed. And it doesn't have a key, we're screwed. And you will see we are 1 key short. Correct. Navi, I don't want to hear it right now. So yes. Wait a second, is this the key? No, it's not the key. We don't have enough keys. So you guess what? We did all of this dungeon, all of this. We got to this point for nothing. I wish you could have heard me live. If I understate it if I say I was upset. Because of course we would need another item that we just don't have right now to be able to finish this. So yeah, that about sums it up. Now here's where I start wondering though. I'm gonna take a peek. If we had gone the other way, are there fewer doors going right than there are left? Alternate theory, if we had gone through the front, because there's two ways to come into this room. So this is the front way, right, from the entrance of the dungeon. What if we had come in from the back, from the fire room? Would we have enough keys if we did it that way? Is there a way to do this trial without getting all of the keys? That is a question I don't know. I wish I had safe stated right before we did this so that I could have tested this out. Nevertheless, there's no matter how many times I go through all the doors, I'm not changing anything. I for some reason I'm like, maybe I missed something. I don't know why I kept doing this. I went back and forth. Maybe maybe I actually do have a key. Maybe it's in my pocket. No, there's no keys. So here I am. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of defeated at this point. I feel really bad because I wasted an entire, almost 40 minutes going through this dungeon for absolutely no reason. Oh, anyway, there's really no point in continuing here. But here I am trying to count. As you can see, I'm trying to see if I had gone through the back. And I think there might be a way. I think maybe if you go through the back, you do need fewer keys. But like I said, at this point, there's no point in crying about it. It's just time to head out, go to the dungeon, the next dungeon in the game, and get the item that'll let us move that that giant block. So there it is. So I've made my way back to this room. One with silver hands shall move a giant block. And there you have it. I can't actually get through this. Now here's a little secret. I don't actually need the silver gauntlets. You see. I actually did miss a key. I actually missed 2 keys. And I didn't know it at the time. But I was super under the impression at this point that I just didn't have the key that I needed because I didn't have the silver gauntlets. I could have finished the dungeon here, but because I was so defeated at the fact that I thought I didn't have the item necessary, I go ahead and leave. So yeah, that actually does it for this episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I felt really bad after this. So in the next episode, we're actually going to go ahead and head through the desert and make it over to the Desert Colossus and finish the main quest. We're going to continue on with the main quest in the next episode and do one of the better dungeons in the game. Like I said, the Shadow Temple is my favorite dungeon, but the Spirit Temple is my second favorite. It's really, really good dungeon. And next episode, we're going to be collecting some pieces of heart and things of that nature. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this episode of The Legend of Zelda. And I will catch you next time.